rounds of sparring with a fresh sparring partner every round. Of course, that's been pretty much my life for the last 8 weeks. So I was a little tired. Watched the game for a while, give him a little TV bit, and then no disrespect to the game or to anybody there, it was amazing. The passion was incredible. As I was leaving, I said, I don't think there's anything in this world that I care about this much, because they hit a home run and they were going psycho. It's great, it's awesome, I love it.
On the broadcast, they said not one person has left yet, and then some of the other commentators said
until they went to my seat. Yeah. There's 2 empty seats. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had an emergency. I know. That's what they said. $10,000.
That's great. That's great.
I'm a very busy man.
Hey, so TJ, obviously this has had such a build-up for so long. As you get closer, does the pressure build up for you more, or is at this point no more pressure because you finally just get to punch each other?
That, and it's been going on for so long, there's a lot less pressure. I've been dealing with the same questions, the same bull crap for a long time, so it makes it a lot easier to even deal with it. All the drama is the same stuff, so it gets old not only for me but for everyone, so it makes it easier for me to deal with it.
So what's your real team or your camp now? Because I know you've worked with Perillo down at Ruka with Mike here and stuff. Yeah. So you're still with Bang, but it seems like you traveled around a lot more for this camp. So what would you call your home base, or do you even have one right now?
We're starting one. I'm starting a private gym in Anaheim called the Training Lab. So we've brought in a lot of good training partners into there, as well as coaches. Dwayne's been making it out 3-4 days a week, training with me out in Anaheim, living in Orange, and work with a new strength conditioning coach. Got to work a little bit with Perillo towards in between my camps. So my camp was going to be in July, and then fight Demetrius in August, and then now. So I've been working with him down at Gracie Baja and Irvine. So it's been fun to mix it up and work with a lot of new coaches. I've kind of broadened my knowledge.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, what do you think you got out of that? What's the benefit? I mean, I know how good Jason is. I've seen his work. I know how good he can be.
Yeah.
But what did you feel that you picked up from some of these people that you hadn't gotten before?
As long as you're willing to soak up the information and learn from anybody that it's worth learning from, it's going to help you out so much. I can become a new fighter. I can learn new tricks. I can add things to my game. I could be a completely new fighter if I wanted to when I come out, But obviously I'm going to use the things that work as well. I'm just kind of, always reinventing myself. I felt like my last 2 fights have been different than the past, and I'm always kind of switching up per my opponent. And the best thing to do is keep your opponent guessing. I feel like that's what makes you the best in the world.
Mike, what have you seen, TJ? You've seen him get some work in, right?
I mean, a bit more a while ago, more like further out from the camp, of course. When it gets to this stage, it's more specific and you're on your own. So, he was in there busting his ass, working his socks on. Because I said, hold on, the fight with Cody's off, right? That's a while ago when Cody pulled out, and he was still in the gym every day, and I was turning up a little bit out of shape back then. But I'm not out of shape now, that's for damn sure.
TJ, when Cody said on the call yesterday that you regret leaving Alpha Male every day.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
I find it funny because they've actually made it easier for me to leave Team Alpha Male. They've showed that my decision was right, with how immature they've been and how all the bullshit that they care about and how much they care about my life and just how childish they've been has made my decision easier. And I just gotta let them keep talking because they make themselves look like fools,
Why do you think they hold on to that struggle more than you?
That's a great question. I don't know. They started this whole thing as Team Alpha Male versus everyone, which I feel is like a bad choice. Now they're stuck in-house. You can't cross-train. You can't go out and do what I've been doing and learning from new coaches. I think it's that Uriah, when I left, I was a champ, or when I was forced out, I was a champ, and he didn't want his gym to seem like it wasn't okay for me or wasn't good enough for me to train there, So it's been just kind of hyping themselves up, maybe a little bit of insecurities. I'm not really sure.
Mike, it's interesting because for you, and we know you have your issues with Wolf Slayer, and we know that you used to work out a lot with Mark and the guys down at Rain and stuff. But you kind of have been lone wolf, more so. Like what TJ's doing now, you've kind of always done in a way.
Yeah.
So why isn't that? How come you didn't want that team? How come you don't feel the need for them?
It's not a team sport. It's not a team sport. And to be honest, I'm 38 years old. I've done this for a long time. I've done martial arts for a long time. And don't get me wrong, having a support and having a team teammates is great. It's awesome. It is, but you know, it also causes complications. I'm sure as TJ's figured out. But yeah, it's great to have teammates. You know, I wish I could have some more teammates, and you know, finding sparring partners, good guys to push is always a challenge. It's just the way it's worked out. It wasn't necessarily a conscious decision, but yeah, I'm very, very happy with the training environment. This camp's been, everyone says it, it's a cliche, right? The best training camp of my life, but it really has been. And that's because I'm fighting George. I know I had to step my game up. George is one of the best fighters to ever step foot inside the octagon, so I've got to raise my game because I want to beat him. And if I'm going to beat him, I've got to push myself to the extremes. That's why I've got out of bed, had a coffee, and ran 4 miles every single morning. Then I've gone and trained, then I eat, I sleep, I go train again. And that's all I've done. I've been super disciplined. I've eaten the correct foods. I'm 200 pounds today, so I'm on target weight. My cardio is through the roof. I'm knocking guys out every single sparring session. That's what people say. I swear to God, in my children's life, people have been going to sleep very, very regularly in this training camp. If George beats me in this fight, I'll be the first to hold his hand up and say, congratulations, well done. Because I've got no excuses. I'm the best version of myself, physically, mentally, athletically. You know, I don't see how George wins this fight, if I'm honest.
So I personally am not one of those everything happens for a reason person.
Me neither.
I don't think you are either, right? So then, but this fight was supposed to happen a while ago.
Yeah.
So in hindsight now then, is this the best situation that has happened?
Yeah, no, for sure it is. I mean, Dana offered me the fight with Yoel and Whittaker. As you know, I went down and I challenged Whittaker in the ring. I accepted the fight with the winner of that fight. I didn't know who it was going to be. I accepted Whittaker, I accepted Romero. Turns out Whittaker won and injured himself. So that opened the door for this fight to happen again. And here we are. I'm happy I'm fighting George. This is a hard fight. I know it's a hard fight. That's why I've trained the way I have. He's got a big advantage in the wrestling department. I've brought in some great wrestlers. You know, way better wrestlers than George. Of course, this is MMA, so it is different. But, you know, we'll see what the little lizard's got. We'll see what he's got. I mean, I'm ready for him. We'll see if he's ready for me. I think I'm hearing that his mentor, Christophe Madou, has walked away from the camp, doesn't want any part of it, says he's too slow, doesn't like the way he's performing. See, he's bulked up and got bigger, and you can see that he's got a little fat head, you know, the little rolls in the back of the neck that people get. He doesn't always have that, but he does now, and that slows you down. It slows you down so he can be as big as he wants. He's still going to be the smallest little shit that I've ever faced.
UFC?
No, I was just going to say, what have you done? I mean, you've been in this game for so long. How are you better at this age than you were like 10 years ago? What are the secrets?
It's this, the mentality. I mean, physically, yeah, I'm still learning things. That's the beauty of mixed martial arts, right? There's always things to learn. But I'm controlling this way better now. I used to try and get angry before fights. Now I try and stay as calm as possible. And I am. I do a good job of that. I mean, I'm an emotional wreck at times, you know. And but this training camp, well, ever since the last couple of years, we've worked with Jason Perillo. But our best work is done after the training, when we sat down and I'm dying and I'm covered in a pool of sweat, and we talk, and he gets into my mind, and we talk about the emotions of fighting. So it's one thing to do it in the gym, and then it's another thing to cross that over into sparring, and then from the sparring to the fight, and it takes time. You know, it's a very physical sport, but the mind controls everything, you know, and I've just matured. At 38 years old, I guess it had to happen sometime.
For both you guys, UFC waited a long time to get big events in New York and Madison Square Garden. Last year's one was obviously a big one. They've obviously put a whole lot into making sure this is a stacked card. Does this have a special kind of feel for you guys? I know you focused on the fight at hand, but does this event in general have a special kind of feel for you?
Go ahead, TJ.
Absolutely. You know, I think it's the biggest fight arena you can fight in, really. You know, from being a fan of just fight sports in general. It's and I was there when the last UFC was there, and it was a very good environment, and I'm excited to put on a show in front of all the fans there.
Yeah, obviously being English, you know, I'd never been to Madison Square Garden. You know, it's a long trip to watch a boxing fight or whatever. But last year when they had UFC 205 with Conor, I was there doing the Fox thing, and the whole thing was about Madison Square Garden, such an iconic arena, and we had to, like, you know, talk about that and hype that up on Fox. And realistically, in my mind, I'm thinking, what's all the... I don't get it until I was there. You know what I mean? Then I was there. You could feel the energy. You could feel how special it was. The energy in the room. You could really tell it's a historic place. You can feel it. And of course, when you know the history of the place, the fights that have happened. So yeah, I mean, the closer this fight gets, the more excited I'm getting. I get on a plane on Saturday. I get to New York, and the party starts, I guess.
I think you've probably taken man since you've been champion all the years prior to that. Why do you think that is, and where does that stem from?
Well, I mean, I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. I mean, they're saying that I'm ducking contenders, you know. Pretty sure I accepted a fight with Yoel and Whittaker in one night. Do you know what I mean? So they're the ones that couldn't make it to the octagon, not me. You know, so they say I'm fighting a blown-up welterweight. I guess I am fighting a blown-up welterweight, but that's not my choice. You know, that's the UFC's choice. So, you know, I open my mouth, I say things. It is what it is.
Robert is supposedly going to be in New York next week too.
I should think so.
Yeah.
I should think so.
What would you say to him afterwards?
I'd say open his fucking mouth and let's sell a fight.
Yeah.
You know, because he's boring. He's a great fighter though. He's a great fighter. He's a nice guy. But come on, you know, what did he do? Him and Yoel, two great fighters, 125,000 pay-per-view buys. No one wants to watch them. You know.
Well, the rumor is, wasn't somebody trying to say that your guys' fight wasn't selling so well? The 217 card is.
We're gonna sell just fine. We're gonna sell just fine. We're trending very well. Don't you worry.
Well, Michael, I know you're based over here now, but it's a pretty remarkable time for fight sports in Britain in general. Anthony Joshua's fighting this
massively,
weekend.
massively.
UFC's going from strength to strength. Have you sort of picked up on that, even sort of?
Well, I mean, the boxing scene. I mean, we've always had a strong boxing scene in the UK, but right now it's incredible. Certainly with the heavyweights. Yeah, I mean, I've always been proud to represent England, and of course, with a rich history steeped in fighting sports, and of course, we're kind of late to the party, if you will, in some regards with mixed martial arts. But we're here now. We've got the first British champion, and hopefully, I'll still be the champ next Sunday. But yeah, I mean, we have a wealth of fighting talent in the UK. I'm proud to have been at the forefront of that in the mixed martial arts term for quite some time. But yeah, we've no shortage of boxers, as you know.
TJ, so one thing I want to hit on is when you guys were doing the Ultimate Fighter, one of the interactions was you said something to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, but I have a higher fight IQ, and Cody said, but I have this right hand.
Yeah.
So if you remember that interaction,
Yeah.
I mean, but really, how do you see this playing out? Because obviously we saw what he did to Dominic, and he beat Dominic at Dominic's own game.
Dominic played his game.
Well, see, that's what I'm wondering. What your take is on that? How do you
Dominic
think that
played
went?
his game. Dominic didn't fight how he should have. You know, he's usually a very smart fighter, and he actually let the emotions get a hold of him. And I thought it was going to be the other way around, but for whatever reason, he didn't fight like a veteran. You know, he didn't fight like he should have. He put it into Cody's hands.
So what is the approach then for you? How do you dictate the TJ pace and not let Cody
You fight
get his
smart.
game?
You know, you use the fight IQ. Like Cody used prove my point. And I'm telling him how my fight IQ is better, and he just holds up his right hand. It's like, that's my point exactly. You know what I mean? So just be a lot smarter fighter that night, and I know that I am.
Mike, do you think that that's a concern for you guys? I mean, you and George both obviously have a very high fight IQ, but in the past, you know, we've always thought with George, people joke, jab, takedown.
Sure.
His IQ could have completely changed. He could be a totally different guy.
Yeah. Listen, he says that he's reinvented himself. Okay, I disagree. I mean, maybe has he gone out there, maybe learned some new techniques? Yeah, of course. Why not? Sure, you know. But under pressure, you go back to what you know. You go back to what your skill set is suited to. So when he gets jabbed, when he gets kicked in the head, when he's wobbling around thinking, shit, I wish I was back in Montreal eating bloody, what do they call it? Poutine. He's gonna go for a double. He's gonna go for a double. Yeah. Yeah. He might wish that as well. He's gonna go for a double leg. Of course he is. That's the way he fights. If you look at the way he fights, he takes people down because that's what his skill set is attributed to. Now, a lot of people have been talking about him training with John Danaher, the Danaher Death Squad, and they're all about leg locks. He's been in his corner forever, okay? George St. Pierre takes people down, right? He's got a good stand-up game, decent to where he can mix it up for a bit and then take people down. That's what he's going to do in this fight. Make no mistake. He's not going to stand with me, and I couldn't give a shit. He's saying I'm terrified of him taking me down. I'm not terrified. That is something that was abundantly clear to me. The name, ever since George St. Pierre was mentioned, I thought, here we go. We've got the fight avoider. You know when people take you down, they hide in your guard, And then come up, move, elbow, back down. Boom, hide, elbow. That's all he's going to do. I'll stand there on my feet, I'm going to knock him out.
So what have you evolved at then? Obviously we know your cardio's always been a point, that's the same. Where has Michael Bisping improved? You're 38, I could say the same thing about you. You're the
Yeah,
same
of course.
guy.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, my wrestling's definitely got better because I've had to for George. You know, my takedown defense is way better. We brought in these two wrestlers, I forget their exact credentials, but I've never wrestled with anyone quite so ridiculously good in my life, to be honest. It was very humbling. These two college kids, they threw me on my head all over the place. And they're not throwing me on my head all over the place anymore. Do you know what I mean? I'm having a good time.
Did you make them put gloves on?
I did a couple of times. Yeah. Of course I did. I had to drop a little left hook.
Of course.
You know, so, but yeah. My takedown defense has got better. I mean, I'm sitting down on my punches. I'm knocking people out, you know? Simple as that. And I believe I will knock George out. I believe it. He doesn't like to get hit. Now, nobody likes to get hit, but some people are more accustomed to it than others. Okay? And he marks up, and when I punch him and he gets red and he starts bleeding, he's going to start panicking, and he's going to go for that double leg. I'm going to get back up and restart.
Mike, if you win, you win at 17, you win over George St. Pierre, you've already beaten Anderson Silva. I think you have either once or number one or two in terms of wins in the UFC.
Number one.
But it feels like you don't get the credit from fans that if you look at your resume,
Sure.
that